Less than an hour away from the shores of Lake Erie is the site of the Cleveland Bandits home stadium as we open their stadium to the public for the first time in the UFL. Welcome in to Cleveland, Ohio, the site of this Week 2 matchup, the final game of Week 2. It's the Florida Sharks traveling north to take on the Cleveland Bandits. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, high above the field. Chris Curtis and Tyler Falk with you. And Tyler, matchup of two 0-1 teams. As one Mike Daggs would say, the O has got to go.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Good to have you in the booth here with you, Curtis. And I got to say, both these two teams, they had some signs of life, even in their losses last week. 17 TFLs for Florida's defense last week, and Cleveland has been trying to improve their offensive line in the intermediary. We'll see which team came with the better game plan in Week 2.
Well, it's going to immediately be Florida with the ball to start things out as we get things going right away. Return from the 3 all the way up to the 25-26-yard line. And we're going to take a look at this Florida Sharks offense, Tyler, led by Joe Francis. Single back look. Marcus Jones, the main halfback. Francis looks to throw right away on first down. That's going to be left side and deep and caught on the first play from scrimmage. And he is gone, swimming to the end zone. That is a touchdown for the Sharks. How quick was that for Lamont Rutledge II?
I'll tell you what, Florida was already looking at 13 points in their loss last week to Denver. Was like, let's get on our horses right away and forget all the scoring woes and say hello to the UFL as we close out Week 2 with a bang.
That was a nasty throw. Caught him in stride. Rutledge with perfect rhythm, able to take that one all the way, beats his defenders by a couple of steps. Florida up a touchdown to silence this home crowd early. Wow. Great start for Florida.
You think you have the advantage when you come in here at home there, Curtis, and you think, our defense is going to play well, and then Florida comes out right away firing, and Cleveland just wasn't expecting it.
No, not at all.
What a play from Florida to get on the board here first.
Yeah, that takes some courage to throw that on first down. First play of the game, Chad Webster adds the extra point, and that will make it a 7-0 scoreline for Florida. Cleveland hasn't even had the ball yet, but the crowd's wind has been taken out of the sails, at least early on. Now we get a chance to take a look at their offense pretty quickly and see if they have an answer for these Sharks. Should be fun to see what Cleveland looks like on offenses. Isaac Covert's going to try to answer, see what he can do. But Week 2, it's been fun. Game night was a lot of fun, a lot of very interesting. We saw a blocked extra point taken back for 2. That's not something you see every day. And that was it was a very eventful game night broadcast led by one Cameron Irvine a little while ago. That'll be touched back in the end zone in Cleveland. We'll start off with the ball. I mentioned Isaac Covert, Tyler, Jaden Swift, the main halfback behind him, and then Cash Carter and Ann Beaverhosen is going to be the main wide receiver targets for this roster. Shotgun play for Cleveland. Covert, handoff. That is Swift. Gets a few yards going forward. And let's take a look at this Cleveland offense for the first time. That's the offensive line, the big hefties up front.
Yeah, and we talked about their improvements. They're going to try and establish that ground game. Only averaged 2.8 yards per carry in the loss last week to the Atomics. Hopefully that helps out, really establish a balanced sort of attack and get Covert more comfortable. He's 21 of 37 last week with a touchdown and pick. We'll see what happens here, especially coming out off against the blitz.
Quick timing route, curl route back towards the east sideline is caught. And we're going to take a look at the defensive line for the Florida Sharks. They're going to look at making an impact. Connor Orlando, one of the main hefties there.
I mean, we talked about at the beginning, 17 TFLs for this dynamic and tenacious defensive front seven, and what their ability to break up and disrupt the running game hopefully is able to curtail them in controlling Cleveland here at this time.
See what they have in the gun on 3rd and 3. Backing up, Covert has time, throws short, first down. That's a very quick route, but a very efficient one to say the least, as Marsh gets the tackle. But they actually are short there. I thought they had the first down.
Well, here's what Cleveland's trying to do. They saw Florida come out with a big strike. Cleveland's trying to calm this crowd down, ease their fears, and just hit some short routes, get into a rhythm. And I wouldn't be surprised if they did go for it here, because it's 4th and short, and you're trying to establish momentum and get momentum back on your side, except they're going to punt.
Yeah, that's a wild measurement there. I thought for sure he had it, and that line is very much even, but it's going to be Florida getting the ball back on the 3 and out, as they'll have it at about the 19-yard line, and Florida's back on offense. They had one play from scrimmage. Francis found Lamont Rutledge the second for 75 yards and a touchdown. And that was on one play. So let's see what they can do for an encore in the second drive.
Right, not much to glean there from Curtis, but I tell you what, this team has that power up where they're always going to give the boost to the lowest rated player. They're just trying to develop their younger talent. Rutledge, only 4th season in the UFL, off to a good start.
Plenty of room over the middle of the field for Francis as he finds his target. First down and 10 for the Sharks as they have another completion over the middle of the field.
Well, this black and gold brigade already given up a few good passes for Florida to do some damage and establish sort of, some 2 immediate completions for Covert to get his juices flowing, and he's certainly buoyed with confidence after that touchdown.
Jason Riggs, the unclaimed tight end 2 for this Sharks roster behind Michael Joseph. Little thug in the first spot. 1st and 10 for the Sharks. This will be a counter play off the shotgun. Nice run to the left. Gets a few. It should be a 5-yard gain for, they'll say 6, 2nd and 4, as Marcus Jones has it.
And that's what those 2 passes did. The one for the touchdown and that quick little hitch. It made Cleveland's defense back up a little bit, allowing that 6-yard gain.
Looking to throw this left side, floats it over the top and a little bit too tall for the receiving target. Taking a look at the offensive line for the Sharks. They will be doing work on the outside of the tackles. That is where Marcus likes to play, the main halfback for the Sharks roster.
Yeah, and that halfback, got 5.5 yards per run, but only on 18 touches. So we'll see if they give him a little bit more. Right now, the pass game's still very much in full flow at the moment.
3rd and 4, right side. That one's caught. Nice timing route in between 3 different Bandits and a 1st and 10. Another good-looking completion. This one to the running back, and it is 1st and 10 there.
Actually, that's Mark Anthony, the wide receiver 1 here for Florida. But the big key here, Curtis, is that these hitch routes now. First play was a big go route, and now because that play worked, Cleveland's having to play over the top, allowing these underneath passes.
So here comes the Florida offense. They're working their way towards midfield and a little bit past it now in plus territory. 1st and 10. In the gun is Francis. Backs it up, plenty of time. Pressure now comes right in his face, and he's getting taken down. Held onto the ball way too long, and that is a sack right down the middle. It's 2nd and 22.
Francis, you don't need to go to the same school of thought my father has when he played for Minnesota here in just game time. You got to get rid of the football, man. Yes, great coverage this time by Cleveland's defense. Man on man, couldn't really find anything, and he just takes a sack. Great pursuit from the middle for the Bandits front 4. That's just a great coverage sack from Callum Malone.
Yep, and Callum Malone, the unclaimed right end from the Cleveland defense, gets the sack right down the middle after downfield. They had them all covered, so nothing they can do. And here comes the Florida offense back across the 50 on their side. Heavy set look on 2nd down. Play action. Rolls a little bit right. Takes the first option on the check, and they'll get a couple yards. Going forward is the defense for Cleveland. You saw Malone just now make that sack. He is one of a few good targets on this Cleveland defense.
Yeah, and that last play made by Carrot Carleone, the strong safety, knocking the ball free. And we're starting to see this defense clamp up a little bit. That secondary starting to show this hometown crowd here in Cleveland why they can at times be very disruptive in the passing game.
Just short of 7.5 left in this first quarter of play. Francis to throw this. He's going to heave it deep. Right side and long. Got a target out there, and it's incomplete. Just a little bit overthrown. Looking for the home run play again, and it's 4th down instead.
Well, I don't think it was overthrown. I think Rutledge overran this ball, a sky ball from Francis, and it just falls maybe a yard or two where Rutledge was. Just not enough arm strength from Francis in double covers there. Lucky that wasn't picked.
Over pursuit is more accurately what that was. Rutledge will want that one back. Punt upcoming, give Cleveland back the football. This is going to bounce at the 2 and then into the end zone for a touchback. Back to the 20-yard line we go. So Cleveland back out for their second drive at a 3-and-out. When they started this thing, Isaac Covert and company trying to get something done. We'll see what they can do. Jaden Swift and company looking to do something as well. So Florida's defense now back on the field. And Cleveland in front of their home fans trying to make an impact. Covert, handoff, Swift trying to get outside. He does. Breaks the corner and then gets the first down at the 30. So Swift with a nice run. That one adds to his totals.
Shifty from Jaden Swift. He had some great blocking up front. Those improvements on the O-line working well here on that play as Swift is able to just, easily run through a hole, and great pursuit there from the safety to come down and collapse and stop the run.
Heavy set look one on the outside. A possible target. This will be a play action. Thrown from Covert. Spin move. Caught. Another spin. Gets him a few more yards. That is a first down and more. Downfield again. 2 plays, 2 first downs.
Annie Beaverhausen, a recent addition for this Cleveland Bandits roster, making an impact immediately. Good little shiftiness as well, getting out of that initial tackle to keep the chains moving.
See if they keep him guessing on this 3rd consecutive 1st and 10 for Cleveland. Opens up the blocking through the middle, and that is a nice chance for Swift to get a couple of yards this time between the tackles, and he'll get himself 4. It's 2nd and 6.
Unclimbed end, Connor Orlando there on the stop. This Sharks defense now realizing that Cleveland has kind of established themselves here as not really a home run hitting team, but a team that's just going to nickel and dime you here and there.
And that's a triple option there. It's a run to the outside on a nice juke for Swift. 2 straight rushes. And he's got himself another first down for Cleveland. They're methodically moving their way down the field.
Again, more great blocking up front. 2nd straight run up the middle. And this time, Florida sitting back expecting, hey, we stopped them on the last play. They might try and do something else. But Cleveland go right back to the well, and Swift is there to just gash them.
And Orlando again with the stop for Florida. 2 straight stops for him. 1st and 10. Cleveland just past the midfield logo to the 43-yard line in Florida territory. Another handoff. This one cut back inside and didn't quite go the way he wanted on that. Gets a couple, no more than that. 2nd and 8.
Various Parker unclaimed strong safety shooting down, and Swift looked like he was gone for another good chunk of yards, but unfortunately Parker was there to stop him for only a gain of 2.
Nickel look on defense. Stopped, or doesn't quite stop him getting outside. Another rush, this time to the right-hand side for Young. Has a first down and a couple more. His first rush of the game has them another 1st down and 10.
Yeah, there's that counter punch to Jaden Swift. More the power back with a dose of speed as well. Nice little secondary option for Swift to run from.
Otis Young, halfback 2 behind Jaden Swift for this Cleveland roster.
Look for the outside safety blitz here.
They got 5 wide going on right now. Chance for Covert. He's going to throw short. Nice inside slant. That's a first down and more to the 17-yard line. 4 for 4. Isaac Covert has started this game, and it's 1st and 10. They're inside the red zone.
Great coverage recognition from Covert, recognizing the single high safety that usually indicates cover 1, and he's looking for a slant route on man-to-man coverage.
Same look, same formation. This time throw up top, and that is incomplete in front of his intended target at 2nd and 10. Why not take a shot there?
Yeah, and Carter, I think he was looking for Carter out there, the leading receiver of this wide receiver core, just not quick enough to get around the corner there.
Evan Hill has a catch. Andy Beaverhausen has 2 catches so far. This will be a handoff through the middle, trying to boulder his way through. Jaden Swift has a couple and makes it a 3rd and manageable at 3rd and 6.
Deletes Marsh there, the linebacker, for a gain of 4. Man, Swift was like, hey, I might be more of the shifty back, but I can lay the lumber a little bit too.
That's the 2nd time Marsh has come face-to-face with Swift in this game. Chance for Covert. End zone!
Wow.
And it is incomplete. couldn't get it done. Looking for Hill and can't find it. 4th down and a probable field goal coming up here for Cleveland.
This is just great coverage. Hill is there, but just a split second too late with the pass from Covert, and great deflection there from the safety Shun Calhoun in his 4th season with the Sharks. Unclaimed free safety, and that will force Cleveland for a field goal.
31-yard attempt from the right hash for Jordan Shaw. Snap good, hold good, kick up and on the way. It is up, and it is through. 7-3. Florida still leads it by 4 points, and they're about to get the ball back as we about hit the halfway point of this first quarter of play. It's the UFL on the Virtual Football Network. Welcome in if you guys are just joining us. Chris Curtis, Tyler Falk, AI expert, and Commissioner Cameron Irvine in the back in the truck with us doing the producing, and we'll hear from him at some point during this game as well. So good stuff from Cleveland. They get the ball downfield. They slow this game down, which I would argue probably favors them a little bit against this up-tempo Florida offense.
They forced that offense to sit and stew on the sideline, just almost like they're chomping at the bit, trying to get back out of the field, or I guess in their case, chomping at the shark cage to try and get back out of the field.
From the 2-yard line, good return all the way down to the 29 for the Sharks. And you got to take a look at that just because now it's 71 yards to the end zone. Their first play from scrimmage went for 75 and a touchdown. Francis starting 3 for 6 with that touchdown. He's over the century mark already.
Kind of boom or bust in a way. First couple passes all complete, and then this Cleveland defense decided that they were not going to be thrown over all day. And this run is why Florida is going to be so dangerous, because Sasuke can get going in a hurry.
Yeah, not only can Sasuke move downfield vertically, but also can make the moves horizontally to get into advantageous positions in the run game. That is a straight physical run, and we'll see that more than once from him.
Great blocking, gets the defense all turned around. Michael Joseph, the tight end, trying to help him with some blocking downfield. I mean, what is he? I heard he's some sort of thug.
A little thug is what I understand. Yeah, either little thug or young thug. I'm not sure which one it was. That's a nice run right up the middle, trying to make a third move, but gets the first down into Cleveland territory. Goes Sasuke, second straight run, and it's a 1st and 10.
13 yards on the first carry, 14 yards on the second carry. By my calculations, he's due for a 15-yard gain on the next carry. Man, is he quick.
Yeah, he is. He's shifty, too. Like I said, he can play the physical game like he did in the previous run, but then he makes 3 moves on the next one, juking left, juking right, doing the cha-cha slide all over the Cleveland defense. 1st and 10 for the Sharks. Francis backs it up, looks deep. Is he going to get rid of it?
Get rid of it, man.
Yeah, he's not going to do it. He takes too much time, can't get rid of the football, and that's a sack. Huge coverage sack for Cleveland as they make this drive go from good to bad in a real big hurry.
Man, I hope we can get our AI expert Cameron Irvine on the standard of quarterbacking play here right now with Ian Francis and my father over in Minnesota, because right now these quarterbacks are taking way too long in the pocket.
Hey, Tyler. Yeah, so quarterbacks, you know.
And I get to say this 2 weeks in a row. You're muted, bro.
Oh, my gosh. Only to you guys. Only to you, but I got it now. All right, so, you know, there's many different quarterbacks. They come in all shapes and sizes, but for Florida, they're working with a 1-2 punch that's more like a 0-0 punch. They got a quarterback that's a pocket passer. He's not really much of a scrambler, but they also have a really shaky offensive line. In fact, they worked a lot on their starting right tackle is on 3rd down and 22.
Oh my goodness, are you kidding me?
Florida, 2 drives so far today. They have a touchdown to Rutledge the second. I can't even speak. That's a nasty catch. 2 touchdowns for Rutledge tonight.
Wow, first one all alone. This time says, see you later. Get off me, 26. Get off me, safety. I'm taking this ball and I'm spiking it in your house and claiming it as my own.
Man, that's 2 great catches from Rutledge, creating a 2-possession game as Chad Webster is going to add on the extra point. Reminder, folks, Lamont Rutledge II is unclaimed as we come to the end of the first quarter. One frame in the books, 14-3 Florida. It's the UFL on the Virtual Football Network. Sorry to interrupt you there, Cameron. If you want to come back, fantastic. If not, no big deal. Understood. 14-3.
Yeah, hey, all I know is I'm really glad I didn't step on that call, because I'm glad I just shut up for a second. But anyway, as I was saying, Florida has one of, if not the worst, starting right tackle in the league. They really worked a lot on their offensive line this week, but he really needed a lot of work. So you've got a shaky offensive line combined with a quarterback that's not really a scrambler. If Florida, I mean, hey, they're up 11 tonight, so, everything is going okay. But, yeah, Joe Francis back there, can sometimes be a sitting duck or a ticking time bomb. We saw that last week when he took 6 sacks. So it'll be interesting to watch Joe Francis in this Florida front tonight. But to Tyler's point, quarterbacks come in all different shapes and sizes, all the way from Karen Kaizumi in St. Louis, who's an incredible running threat, to a guy like Joe Francis, who's thrown 2 bombs for touchdowns here so far tonight.
The chemistry between him and Lamont Rutledge II has been off the charts so far. This is going to be a run as Cleveland has the football back in their possession. Jaden Swift with his 7th rush of the game loses 3, and Marsh comes up with his 3rd tackle, all 3 of them on Swift.
It just seems like the momentum just spirals into more Florida territory, just with the offense plays great, gets a couple of big plays. That just helps feed this defense to play above their level to really try and bottle up this Cleveland rushing attack.
2nd and 13, another run for Swift, and he gets taken down in the backfield one more time. 8th rush of the game, and his 3rd year in the league, 3rd year with the Cleveland Bandits, and he's going backwards on these last 2 plays. 3rd and long coming up here for Covert.
You can look at the middle of the offensive line. They think that everyone on Florida is going to the outside, so they try and push forward and try to get downfield blocking, but Florida was sending an outside pressure, which just completely encircled the tailback and forced him back a few yards.
3rd and 16. 3 wide. Covert looks to throw this, has time in the pocket, right side, caught at the sideline, and that's a 1st down and 10. What a dime towards that sideline, and that is Hill again for his 2nd catch, 1st and 10.
Well, I've seen very little of Carter and Beaverhausen, but Hill, the unclaimed wide receiver, has been Covert's favorite target out of the slot there, and maybe it's his speed that's able to take care of that. I mean, he was playing for Florida as out of the University of Florida, mind you, and they love to create some very talented wide receivers out of that university.
That's a crossing pattern that's going to be caught. Ilias Favors was the one in the stop, pushing him out of bounds in that previous one. And it is 1st and 10 for the Bandits as they try to answer yet again a big-time play from the Florida Sharks offense. They can get it back to a 1-possession game. Bunch left for Covert on 1st and 10 inside of Florida territory. That's a run right up the gut. Swift just with his 9th rush of the game already, and a 4-yarder there, 2nd and 6.
That's good awareness from the corner, noticing that the bunch was going forward to try and fake out a go route and then block downfield, just coming and crashing in on the lane.
Pro look for Cleveland through the middle, Swift, and it doesn't get much. I dare say he maybe got 1, and they're going to say none. 3rd and 4 coming up, key 3rd down defensively for Florida if they want to keep the momentum going. And on the offensive side, Cleveland does not want to give it up at this point. In the gun, Covert, big 3rd down, looking to back it up. 3-step drop, throws left side, that's caught, and then taken down at the 25-yard line. Cleveland has the 1st down, and that is a big-time conversion for them, now in field goal range.
Quick hitter underneath, drop, more than likely a slant here, just fooling his opposite number, 51. Couldn't figure out what was going on, and that just allows Carter to be wide open.
Cash Carter on a linebacker, though, that is a big-time mismatch just about any time of day. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line for Isaac Covert. Heavy set look, backs it up, 5-step drop, looks, throws over the middle, checks it down to the running back, breaking a tackle and getting 6 yards is the running back that is Swift with his first catch.
Just good decision making by Covert there, realizing man coverage was stellar from the Sharks there on that play, just checking it down, getting the couple yards and moving forward.
From the 20, precipice of the red zone, handoff, trying to bust his way through, breaks a tackle, doesn't get much on it. Young gets his second rush of the game, makes it a 3rd and 6 one more time. They're in position to get 3. They want 7, so this is a huge 3rd down. Nickel look for Florida. Covert backs it up, 3-step drop, throws short, got to get it to the marker, can't do it. Taken down at the 18-yard line, and that is going to put them in field goal range. Cash Carter's second catch, but it's not enough.
They showed cover 2, which is meant to stop these underneath routes, especially the drag, and they just able to execute very effectively. They showed like they might have sent a linebacker in a blitz, but they disguise it, and then they break it out into that flat zone, and that's how they're able to stop that play.
If Covert takes another second or two there, perhaps the over-the-top route opens up the linebackers playing shallow. Either way, Cleveland, chance for them to add on another field goal from the left hash. It's Jordan Shaw, up and good. So they will get it from it's about a 35-yarder. And the Cleveland Bandits add 3 more. It's 14-6.
I think the big thing for Cleveland now as they come off the field after another drive that got points is we can really see the type of game plan they're trying to instill here, Curtis. They're really trying to, they can hit the big plays when they want to, but that's not their MO. They want to be slow, methodical, maintain possession, while Florida is content in really just firing on all cylinders. If there's an opening, they're going to go for the kill immediately.
Houston gets the big win over San Jose. That was a big-time game for them that came down to the waning seconds. See the rest of the Week 2 scores on your screen. As we are up, and away for the next drive, as Florida is going to get this returnable to the 15 to the 20, moving it at the 23 to the 24-yard line. And the only thing that they have working against them now is they're moving left to right on your screens, and Francis shows he can throw right to left. How can he do the other side? Rutledge with 2 catches and 2 touchdowns, both over 70 yards.
He's been on the left sideline. He's been on the right sideline. Cleveland just can't stop this kid.
No, not at all. In the gun, handoff, nothing doing. That was Jones' second rush of the game. They haven't needed him all that much. Linebacker comes up to make the stop, 2nd and 12.
That's just a good heads-up awareness from Penny Lane, who's just like, you know what? I'm not fooled by this delayed handoff. And even though they've been gashing us the pass, we always have to be ready for the run. Great play from Lane.
See what they have for a 2nd down. Offset eye look. Strong eye, play action. Francis has time, throws short to the running back, checks it down to the 26-yard line, and it is 3rd and 7 coming up. For UFL schedule, standing stats, rankings, and more, visit the league website at UFL.football. Claim your player today. You can help your favorite team succeed there too by just being a fan and declaring your fandom. UFL.football. See what the Sharks have coming up on a 3rd and 7. Cleveland could really use a stop here. Fans getting a little bit louder, trying to will their team to a stop. That's a sky ball deep again for the Sharks, and it's incomplete. That didn't work that time. They're 2 for 4 on balls like that, and this time it falls incomplete.
Well, 3 of those targets have been to Rutledge. This is the first one going to Anthony, and he doesn't look like he's as quick as Rutledge. Definitely a bigger set guy, 6'2", 207. It has the height advantage, but maybe not necessarily the speed advantage over Jamarcus Richmond, the unclaimed corner.
He's also on his 12th year in the league as well, whereas Rutledge only his 4th year. Maybe a little bit of age before beauty in that particular case, and that is going to be a punt return. Good shoot. Oh, man, he put 2 Sharks on the ground on the punt return, And that is 1st and 10. Cleveland gets the stop that they need. It's a one-possession game. They can bring it back with just one good drive here.
I mean, we've seen a lot of nice moves here tonight on both primetime and game time. Saw the nice little juke move. We saw a beautiful catch that only went 4 yards in Detroit, but man, oh man.
Swift is going to get a run to the left-hand side and gets 2 yards. Not much more than that. Boss Cameron, the cornerback, was on that punt return. 42 unclaimed for the Bandits. Nickel look on defense for Florida. Trying to keep Cleveland a little bit unbalanced right now. Offset eye, that's a handoff. Right side, plenty of room. Got to get the block. He does. That's Jaden Swift down the right sideline. One man to beat. He's taken down at the 25-yard line. Jaden Swift all the way downfield, and it's a new game.
I gotta say, the left guard, Kayshawn Young, made that play. This is a pulling guard coming around the line. We didn't see it there, but he helps get in front of Swift, who gets it blocked downfield and is able to, there we see it, there's 65 right there, but he gets the block and Swift is able to make a man miss and nearly off to the races.
Great run from Swift. He's had a couple of nice runs, none bigger than that one. 1st and 10 for the Bandits from the 26-yard line. Handoff through the middle. This time a physical run up the gut for Swift again. He doesn't get tired, it would seem. That's a 2nd and 1 on a 9-yard rush up the middle.
Starting to display some Swiss Army knife back there. Power and speed at the running back position.
Dare we say the Swift Army knife?
There we go.
I like it. 2nd and 1. That's going to be through the middle. Did he get enough for the first? I believe he did. That's Young, Otis Young, who puts it forward and moves the chains.
Again, you just need a no-nonsense back. Cleveland has Young in their back pocket there, and he's out there again here to maybe help block on this passing play.
3 to the right. Covert throws short and right at the feet of his intended target at the 10-yard line, and that is going to fall incomplete. 2nd and 10. They're in the red zone, though. Biggest chance for them to put points on the board at this point in the game.
Yeah, furthest downfield they've been. Let's see if they can execute a little bit better.
2nd and 10 from the 15. Covert looks, time in the pocket, pressure coming. Left side towards the sideline, and it's knocked away. Looking for Swift as the check down seemed to be the only option. Good defense to knock it towards the sideline.
Not a whole lot of developing routes. A lot of quick routes that just didn't pan out for Covert, and he's lucky he got away with that one. That one nearly picked.
3rd and long. Swift on the run forward. First down and goal all the way down to the 3-yard line. What a run for Swift. Doesn't go down on first contact. That's fantastic. Burst and Pater for the Cleveland Bandits.
What a time to call out the run. That helps with ball security. Give it to one of your most talented guys on the field that is in that category in terms of ball security, and then let him go to work. Let him fight through tackles and fight for that first down. Beautiful run from Swift.
1st and 10, trying to make this a new game. Only an 8-point deficit right now. It's a heavy set look. Goal line defense for Florida. Through the middle, not going to happen. Gets it down to the 2-minute warning as well as we approach the halftime whistle. 2nd and goal for Cleveland. Already 120 seconds left in this first half. Chris Curtis, Tyler Falk, UFL on VFN. Welcome to those of you just joining us. Where you been? It's been a fireworks display so far in this last week 2 game. End zone incomplete. Good block thrown. Covert tried to fire it in there. 3rd and goal coming up.
I'm still waiting for the boom on that sonic boom of a pass over the middle. And if they didn't have a tailback back there, I think Covert's sitting on his butt right now. But both of these offensive lines doing a pretty decent job so far, keeping their quarterbacks upright.
That's through the middle, trying to get to the end zone. Not going to happen. Didn't get there. 4th and goal. Timeout taken by Florida. And now a decision coming up here for Cleveland. Either way, this. Go ahead.
I was going to say, right now your kicker's giving you points. I'd say give it to him. It's still the first half. You trust Swift. Oh, they're gonna trust Swift. Look for something up the gut.
The Swift Army knife may get this ball. Handoff, fullback instead. It's a touchdown. Oh, they did it the opposite way this time. Man, Worsham with the touchdown, and Cleveland gets it back to a 2-point game.
I will say the Bandits are a team after my own heart. No nonsense. If you're not going to give it to Swift, you give it to the guy who gets battered and bruised, blocking for your tailbacks, the big old fullback. Oh, man, a dying breed. But, man, if you can really develop a fullback, you are an incredible coach and an incredible offense. And that puts us in just a point between these two clubs. What another good methodical drive from Cleveland. The running game got going. Swift was on fire on that drive, probably had close to 40 yards on that drive alone there, Curtis, and really gave Cleveland and these fans here in Ohio something to hope for.
While this kickoff takes place, I want to bring in Cameron Irvine, our AI expert. I want to know, Cameron, is it similar decision-making module for the 4th and goals versus something like a 4th and 1, 4th and 2 on their other side of the 50?
Yeah, same exact decision-making, but because it was only 4th and goal from the 1, it increases the odds of going for it because it was only 1 yard away. So in that case, it works out well. Now, some might ask, why didn't they go for 2? 2-point conversions when trailing only happen in the second half. Still too early, don't want to chase points. So that's why they kicked the extra point and went for it on 4th and goal at the 1, and it worked out.
Fair enough. Thank you very much. 1st and 10 for Florida as they get the ball back. Now the momentum, I would say, on the Cleveland side as Joe Francis comes back out, started 5 for 9, 2 of them deep bombs for touchdowns. He's up to 164 yards, and he has it with a 2-minute drill trying to put points on the board. 14-13, Florida. Francis with the football. Looking to throw this left side towards the sideline. Caught and out of bounds. That is a catch and a nice bit of footwork as well for 9 yards plus. And that's Gordon with the grab.
I mean, for the most part, this Cleveland secondary just a little bit slower in terms of their speed against these opposing wide receivers at the moment.
And that's Francis again on the seat over the middle, and that one's nearly intercepted in and out of the hands of the defender. 3rd and inches. I would dare say you gotta give it to the halfback Marcus Jones here or Sauce K. See which way they go.
We only got 2 timeouts. They might want to keep that second timeout for a little bit later.
They're going to throw it instead, and that's a catch. 1st and 10 as they move the chains. That's a 6-yard completion. That was not a lot to that route. Good timing, 1st and 10.
Rutledge again, 136 yards with those 2 touchdowns. He has been a man in form here tonight, and these DBs are just scratching their heads. I mean, Camden Buchanan there trying to figure out how he can cover this guy. He's almost left on an island out there.
As you see there, no spikes in the UFL by any stretch of the imagination. So this becomes a timeout and sideline game with less than 2 minutes to go in the half. That's another catch as Rutledge has 2 in a row, 4th reception. His last 2 much shorter than his first 2. And it is 2nd and 6. They're running a pretty quick offense, not quite no huddle. Bunch left. Francis backs it up. Looks to throw this, checks it down. Good little crossing route, 1st and 10, but the clock continues to move. 46 left.
Well, now they're across the midfield. Now we'll see them start picking up the pace a little bit. Maybe they're just trying to get into field goal range here, not trying to go too much going for the kill because they've been able to show that already today. We'll see what happens here.
That's another short one. They are content to just keep the short routes together as they stop the clock here. After another short completion, I think they're content to get it into field goal range at this point. That's the pace they're running with.
I mean, they looked at how Cleveland was able to march down the field with some very effective and very controlled running. Well, Florida's saying, hey, if you can do that through the ground, we'll do that through the air, and we'll just airmail you and just keep gashing it over the middle.
Francis in the gun by or with 1. 2nd and 4. Plenty of time. Now pressure starts to come right in down the middle, and he's taken down one more time. Another coverage sack for Cleveland as they get a long loss on that 3rd and 17. Clock continues to go.
Don't know if they'll try and hustle up the line here, Curtis, but my goodness. Francis is just not enough time. I was going to say the coverage backed off a little bit, only a couple of yards. They weren't pressing, therefore not allowing the wide receiver with Anthony Rutledge, the second Gordon, or Najee Anthony to get behind him, which was great foresight by the defensive coordinator to call that and keep everything in front of them.
Defensive tackle Carlos Berry came up to get the sack, 3rd and long, and they will call timeout with 9 seconds to go in this second quarter. That's enough time for them to maybe hurl it downfield once or twice, depending on how aggressive they want to be. See how they want to finish it up here in this half. Reminder, Cleveland gets the ball to start the second half.
Well, we might see a Hail Mary, or in the terms of another broadcaster, a Hail Gary. 3 left. This looks like they're going to try and chuck it deep.
Yeah, play action just for the sake of it. Throwing over the middle of the field, and it is incomplete. They do have time for one more heave with 4 seconds left on the clock.
Wow, I wonder what they're going to go with here. 4th and 17, 4 seconds to go. Do you arm punt it, or do you just actually punt it? This will be a very interesting play call, but I will give Cleveland credit. They have really clamped down here in this second quarter, and their offense has rewarded this defense, getting them back into this game. And right now, as it stands, only a 1 point separates them going into halftime.
That was close. Calhoun had to make a really nice defensive play to keep that away. This time they will actually punt it 4th and long. So they'll give the ball back. Last play before the halftime whistle goes, and that will end a very eventful first half of play. 14-13 in Cleveland as Florida takes a 1 point advantage to the locker room. And Tyler, this has been a fun one from start to half.
Absolutely, and it's these two teams showing us the two different mentalities and styles of offense. It's been a lot of passing and an air show from the Sharks, who would like to swim, so maybe they're tossing underwater and the ball's popping. I don't know how they're doing it, but basically they're having Rutledge run all over these guys. And speaking of running, Swift has been running all over the Sharks defense. Jaden Swift has had a fantastic night. It'll be interesting to see what these two defenses come out with here in the second half to try and combat these two effective offenses.
Agreed. We're going to pause for station ID. This is the UFL on the Virtual Football Network. This presentation of the UFL is intended for the private use of our audience. Any accounts or descriptions of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited. Chris Curtis, Tyler Falk in the broadcast booth with you. Cameron Irvine producing and giving our AI analysis in the background. Welcome in to the final game of week number 2. These two teams trying to get their first win. Both teams come in 0-1 from their road games a week ago. Cleveland's home opener. This is a nice return for Cleveland. Gets it out to the 24-yard line, and that is going to start the Cleveland offense on this particular drive. So this is a game of adjustments, Tyler. We'll see what kind of adjustments the Florida defense has to one Jaden Swift, the newly named Swift Army Knife of the Cleveland offense.
I mean, already over 100 yards in the game today. And if I'm Cleveland, I'm looking at that saying, we got to keep using them.
Chance for Covert. First pass of the second half is going to be well over the intended target as he throws it away. Rather throw it away, take a second down opportunity, than throw it downfield and risk an interception.
I'm surprised Evan Hill wasn't targeted. He looked wide open on that slant route at the numbers, and it could have been a first down had Covert been able to see him.
2nd and 10. Covert again. This time puts it over the middle of the field and in between a couple of defenders. To the turf it goes. 3rd and long coming up here for Cleveland. Last thing they can afford is a 3-and-out and giving momentum back to Florida.
Well, the OC saw the slants in the first down play and said, oh, that might work on second down. Nope.
Covert looking for the first down. Got to move it upfield. They do. That's a first down. Nice catch and run right over the middle. That was pretty. 3rd reception of the day for Beaverhausen, and it's 1st and 10.
And he's done a great job of just catching it and then a quick turn upfield. Beaverhausen has that ability to make the quick turns, and Martian and these Sharks defenders and linebackers are just having trouble over the middle of the field trying to contain Beaverhausen.
1st and 10. Bunch right in the gun. Chance. 3-step drop. Throw. That's a catch. Nice little check. Delayed route off the line. And it is an 8-yard completion off the right side. That was pretty. 2nd and 2. Now 5 wide for Cleveland. Covert throws short towards the sideline. That's caught. 1st and 10. That's a nice conversion towards the sideline, and they move the chains yet again towards midfield.
looked like they had the tight end, the wide out there in the formation. So that's why Florida went with the nickel at hand and a half, but it's still the speed of these wide receivers worked well on that play.
Oh, Cover with a nice dot right side, an out route that worked beautifully to the 34-yard line. That was pretty. And that is a 1st and 10 into field goal territory.
Eric Randall with a nice catch to get things going for Cleveland. Now their mojo's working. Now this run game's given them an opportunity to catch the Sharks sleeping. Complete accuracy here in the last couple of passes for Covert to keep this drive going.
That's Swift back there. No handoff here. Covert floats one out there. It's going to be a nice small completion this time, but it is a completion nonetheless. 2 yards. Randall with another one.
And what it's doing there, Curtis, is it's lulling this Sharks defense to expect, all right, they're going to pass, they're going to pass, they're pass. I would have gone for a run here, but they're going to try and pass again.
Chance for Covert, right side. It's a jumping grab at the 29-yard line, short of the first down marker. 3rd and 4. Another key 3rd down offensive chance for Cleveland. Florida with an opportunity to hold them to 3.
Using that stack there on the left-hand side that usually catches DBs off guard a little bit.
It's a pretty disguised stack on the right-hand side as well. Covert, right side, caught. Great route to get free towards the 20-yard line to the 10, and that is out of bounds. 1st and 10, Randall's 3rd catch on the drive, and Cleveland getting into scoring territory.
When in doubt, throw it to the tight end, and Cleveland has done that on back-to-back-to-back plays, going for gold as Randall's trying to run for the end zone and for gold. And man, this Cleveland offense is really clicking at the moment. Last couple drives have been phenomenal as we get white out on pylon cam.
A little bit of technical difficulties on the pylon cam. We'll work on getting that corrected. Somewhere. Snowing somewhere. 1st and 10. Cleveland. They can still get a first down at the half-yard line. Covert looking to throw this. In trouble and taken down. First time today he's taken down on a sack. And it is 2nd and long. Dickinson comes up to make the hit.
And we can see Covert here. He realized the pocket was collapsing. He tries to tuck it and run. But the speed of the end, he gets initially beat there on the end. But then eventually it all of a sudden collapses it around him. Great work from the ends, not giving up on the play.
Yeah, Dickerson with the sack. That's a big one to take. Doesn't knock him out of field goal range, but it definitely puts them into less threatening range to the end zone. Nickel look on defense, play action. Covert, plenty of time, checks it down. Another high pass wrangled in at the 15-yard line on the check. And that is going to be Mumford on the grab. 3rd and long coming up here for Cleveland.
We had a brief update on the pylon cam. That's why it's all blocked, Curtis. You're right there staring into the cam. Stop hiding the camera and call this 3rd down play.
I know. 3rd down and long. Covert over the middle. That one is incomplete. Couldn't complete the process. Doesn't matter anyway. Jordan Shaw going to come out and try to give Cleveland the lead.
Just another similar drive where they're able to drive down the field but unable to finish in the 30-yard and under place. Not even the red zone, just not anywhere near the scenario. The Sharks doing a great job defending their home waters, even though they're in enemy territory. Either way, Cleveland's done a great job here. This could help them take the lead here.
Found Sharks in Lake Erie. I'm not sure how that happened. Right side hash mark for Jordan Shaw. It is up and it is through with no complications. 16-14, Cleveland comes all the way back and takes the lead here in the second half on their first drive of said second half. Florida about to get the ball back.
I mean, I don't remember my current events, but didn't that actually happen at one point? Was there an actual shark in Lake Erie, or was that Ontario? I can't remember my Great Lakes.
I'm not 100% sure because I'm pretty sure that sharks can't do fresh water.
Right. No, I'm right there with you, but I swear there was an article at one point that said, hey, we found a shark here. And then the entire Great Lakes area was freaking out for a couple
seconds. Might have to check
seconds.
Your source there. I think Wikipedia is lying to you.
Hey.
All right. Cleveland going to kick this one deep and give Florida back the football here in pretty short order. This is not returned. Touchback. Back about 10 yards deep in the end zone. And Joe Francis back on the field, Tyler, after a fireworks display of a first half he has a chance to make another string of plays that are pretty impressive in this second half. We'll see how many times he targets Rutledge.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, he had a long stint there on the sideline as Cleveland on their drive, and that's somewhat tempered Florida here in the past in this game. We'll see what happens here.
That is Marcus Jones' first rush of the second half for him. He's only got 3 this game. He gains a yard or 2, and that is it.
I've rarely seen him get a whole lot of yards. It's been his counterpart, Sauce K.
Yeah.
In his first true season here. Oh my goodness, that play blown up before it even got started.
It did. Sauce K missed a block on the outside, and that is Malone who comes up with a nasty sack, his second one of the game, and it is 3rd and long for Florida. Cleveland starting to find some momentum as Francis goes down.
And we just look at on the left tackle out there. He pushes the defender out there, expecting, more. Maybe he was thinking it was on a run, so he's trying to open up a hole for K. Instead, he pushes the end right into Joe Francis.
Here we go. 3rd and long. They've gotten out of this before. Francis is in the gun, has time in the pocket, needs to heave it. Right side, caught! What a grab! 1st and 10 on the spin, and it is a first down for Florida. Another one for Rutledge towards the sideline this time.
My goodness, and Francis fitting it right into where Rutledge could get it. And again, targeting Buchanan, that slot receiver. It's a mismatch, and Florida's recognized that, and they're feasting on this Cleveland secondary.
Just another gentle reminder that Rutledge is unclaimed in the UFL. It's a good idea to go to Florida. No income taxes over there. That's a nice ball downfield again towards the 35-yard line. And that's the first one of the game for Michael Joseph, the little thug.
He finally gets to mug a reception out of his quarterback and pick up some yards. No, great route run. It's the tight end slot cross there on the over the middle. He gets open, finds a hole in the zone. Great pass from Francis, and Florida keeps moving.
It's a good ball. Finds Michael Joseph, and that's a key catch for Florida. 2 first downs in a row on consecutive plays. We'll see what they can do 1st and 10 in Cleveland territory as they try to get themselves back ahead. That's a run to the left for Sauce K, and he gets down to the 19-yard line. How about it for Sauce K? 4th rush of the game. He's got 46.
Cleveland knew it was going to be a run, but they go to the wrong side, and that allows Florida to really expand that hole for K to run through, and nearly outruns Marsh. But with a shoestring tackle, Marsh is able to drag him down.
Come on, set. 60 or.
Bunch left for Francis. That's K in the backfield again. One off to the right as well. Nickel look on D. Another handoff to Sauce K, and that is not going to get back to the line of scrimmage. And it'll be 2nd and 11 coming up.
They tried to run a zone and bring the wide receiver over to block, but that's a small wide receiver on a big defensive tackle, Carlos Berry unclaimed.
Yeah.
And that's a mismatch he's going to win 9 out of 10 times and get to the ball carrier.
2 to the left, 1 in the backfield. Francis just outside the red zone at the 21-yard line. A little pump fake and a handoff to K, trying to lure the linebackers into a bit of a trance there. Gets a yard back. That's it. 3rd and long coming up.
This time it's unclaimed Justin Bennett, the left end, who gets off his block. And a little bit of misdirection, unfooled there by this defensive front. Now they're expecting pass. Only 2 down linemen.
Tight end off to the right. That's Joseph out there. Pressure coming. Now a throw over the middle, and that is going to hit the turf just past the first down marker. And it is 4th down. So it looks like they have a chance to trade field goals, albeit the field goal not a guarantee. As we saw in game time earlier, Chad Webster is going to try to do the damage and give the Sharks back the advantage.
I mean, Francis had alarm bells in his head. He saw 2 defenders coming after him. He had to get rid of it. Just a little bit too much getting the ball.
From 36 in the left hash, Webster is true, and that is going to give the Sharks back a 1-point advantage. 17-16 as he puts it through the uprights. That's a key field goal to get right down the pipe. And here we go.
I mean, right back in front. Point, counterpoint, volley. Florida back in front by this 1-point this 1-point margin, and we got a good one here in prime time. Now, let's see how Cleveland responds. Are they able to come back and maintain their momentum on offense, maintain a very methodical style of football, or is Florida going to force them to try and go more dynamic?
Is it possible that we could see a quick strike from this Cleveland offense? Seen a couple from Florida. This is going to be returnable from about the 3-yard line and gets to about the 28. And Cleveland back out onto the field. Jaden Swift has been dynamic in this game. 106 yards on the day on 16 carries. And he has a big-time opportunity here to put his foot in the ground and make sure his team stays up for good after this drive is done. Heavy set look. This looks like a run all day. And it is. Left side. Got to get past the first tackle. He can't do it. But he does get a couple of yards. 2nd and 8.
First carry of the half for Swift. And I just wonder if that first half, maybe he's just a little worn down here in half number 2. But, still gotta start somewhere to get your motor back firing again.
Nickel look on defense. Another handoff. This is plenty of room for Swift. He's got to break the last tackle. Gets to the 2nd level and gets a first down to the 44-yard line.
It's just the little jump start he needed, right? You get a couple more yards, get over the 120-yard mark, and get back to doing business in Cleveland's drive.
Just have Tyler talk stuff about you. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Teams have done that before in other leagues. I'll show you 2 and 10 if you're in the SFL. Let's see. Every single prediction I make always seems to go wrong or right. And, we'll see what happens here.
Stack on the left, 2 to the right as well. Chance for Covert. Caught. Breaking a tackle down the sideline. Gets some open field in front of him down to the 30. And that is a 1st and 10 inside Florida territory one more time for Cleveland.
Beaverhausen again. It's the quick move after the catch. Take a look again. This play's going to the outside. She has to move to the outside, and great stiff arm there to shove the defender free and gain an extra yard. She is a tough cookie to bring down.
Yeah, that was a big-time left arm. Make sure that she can't be brought down in that particular case. You see the player on the sideline panicking. Oh, no! 1st and 10. Covert looking to get rid of this. Pressure coming. Throws. End zone. And it is picked off. Covert goes end zone, and it's picked off in the end zone by Florida. And it is Quick. Elijah Quick, the corner, coming up with the football.
The one time, Curtis, they go dynamic. They didn't have to. They weren't being forced into the situation, but they're trying to catch Florida off guard, but that's a pass that just can't be thrown.
Yeah.
Double coverage. Wide receivers already run out of real estate, and that's just a recipe for disaster. Oh, do we have a hint of a review coming up? But right now it stands with Florida starting their own 20.
It looked like 2 feet down, but going back to your point, that's a throw that Covert cannot make. That was a late throw, and that was more, hey, I have to get rid of this than anything else. Nope, they'll keep it. So no review. 1st and 10. First turnover of the game for either squad, and Florida has the advantage. Handoff, and Jones gets laid out just at the line of scrimmage. That's a 2nd and 12 after a massive hit by Bennett.
Just like I took a rolling pin to my pizza dough here this evening, Justin Bennett rolls over Sasuke.
Yeah. What a hit.
My. You see Sasuke staring directly into Bennett's eyes like, please don't hurt me.
Sasuke's got the red eyes of death there. I like it. It is 2nd and 12. Francis under center. Quick pitch to the outside. Pitch and catch gets him a couple yards, no further than that. Good defensive reaction there to usher him out of bounds. 3rd and 8. You don't want this opportunity to go by the wayside if you're Florida. And if you are Cleveland, you can really undo a lot of damage that pick did if you get a stop here.
And it's just coverage like that. Rutledge has been gashing you all day, and I do not envy Boss Cameron's job there, just playing a little bit off, keeping Rutledge in front of him to try and even come up with that nice stop. Can they do it again here on 3rd and 8?
3 to the left, tight end off to the right for Florida. Play action, backs it up, 3 steps, now heaves, another deep ball from Francis, going for the home run, and it's Snow! Did he drop it? Did he complete the process? He did. First down, and we end the third quarter that way. Wow, was that Rutledge again?
I don't think so. I want to say that was Mark Anthony this time. The pass a little underthrown. We saw that a little bit earlier from Joe Francis.
Now a chance to go short. A lot of room towards the 5 to the 3-yard line. And it is a 1st and goal. Sauce K on the crossing pattern has him in range to score.
Wow, and very rarely do we see the halfback get a pass over the middle. A nice little out route in man coverage. Speed kills. And K is able to pick up 1st and goal yardage.
And there's Boss Cameron again. Seems to be wherever the football is, making the stop, saving a touchdown. But is it just delaying the inevitable? Francis from the 3 looks to throw. Time, end zone, overthrown, out of bounds, incomplete.
That safety that came down forced the tailback to stay in and block, maybe taking out a route and allowing the coverage just to focus on a few yards. It gets into the nitty gritty down here inside the 5-yard line. Defense has the advantage.
Tight end to the left, handoff, Sauce K, touchdown! And it is Florida who gets him in the end zone and takes a bigger lead, 23-16.
First touchdown of this season for Sauce K, and great blocking up front, able to just be a little nifty around those defensive tackles and eventually find the end zone easy as you like. Yes, it gets a little nitty gritty in the passing game, but the run game is where those big offensive linemen eat all day, and they push back the defensive line enough for Sauce K to score.
Webster trying to make it an 8-point game and does. 8 points separating these two teams once more. Now in the 4th quarter of play, the turnover proves to be beneficial for the Florida Sharks. Elijah Quick gets the turnover, and Sauce K does the dirty work.
Well, it's time to see what Cleveland comes out here and do. Now they've been hit in the mouth twice in a row. Ton unanswered points now for Florida. Cleveland, after having a great drive, threw it away on the last drive. Now they got to say, you know what? We don't have to do that. We can continue to run our offense. We can continue to be methodical. There's still a little over 11 minutes left in this game. No need to rush things here.
Cleveland going to get this ball back. Starts with a return from Cameron. However, it'll be downed in the end zone for a touchback, and it goes to the 25-yard line. Now Cleveland does not have the time to waste. 11-16 left in this 4th quarter of play. You guys are just joining us again. Where have you been? Shame on you. It has been a show by both of these rosters on the shores of Lake Erie. 1st and 10 for Cleveland. Cover to the outside, trying to cut it back in. That is a catch, not for a lot, but it's a 4-yard gain, 2nd and 6.
Carter not as nimble as Beaverhausen is, but able to still pick up a good chunk of yards nonetheless. Here comes an Okie roll. The safeties roll over, trying to provide coverage in that corner spot.
Empty shotgun play. Nice juke move. Doesn't quite get the first down, but it was nifty nonetheless. And it is 3rd and 1 coming up. Florida trying to rally. You see Connor Orlando there trying to rally his troops, trying to get something done, keeping everything in front of you. 3rd and very short. Covert looks to throw. It is incomplete. Great defensive deflection to knock it out of the air. And it's going to be a 3-and-out from the Cleveland Bandits. They'll punt it away.
Sean Calhoun just eyes in the back of his head. He saw Hill turn and look for the football. That's all he needed to know so that he could put his hand out there and try and swat it away. They're like your mom sometimes when you know you haven't cleaned your room and she's like, hey, I know that sock is still on the floor. That's exactly what Calhoun was right there on that play.
Eyes in the back of your head is exactly how that goes. 4th down, they'll get rid of it, and it is returned to the 21-yard line, no further than that. And Operation 1 for Florida on this drive. Chew as much clock as you can.
This guy, Joe Francis, has done a phenomenal job today. A couple of deep bombs, but still being able to keep the mistakes to a minimum. That's why Florida find themselves out in front and still with some momentum here.
And it is going to be a handoff from Francis to Sauce K, who has been the main bell cow for Florida. and it is going to be a 3-yard gain there. Francis, talking about him, he's got 3 balls that account for 180 of his yards right there. He's got 322 through the air in this game. That's a handoff. First down and more. Plenty of speed out of the backfield from Kay. And it's or Marcus Jones that time, sorry, his best rush of the night. 1st and 10 for the Sharks.
Still trying to figure out here, Curtis, that, yeah, it's still early on in this 4th quarter, but you have to realize if you're Cleveland, that Florida wants to salt this one away. They got to start putting some more guys in the box to stop this run.
Yeah, absolutely. Florida with they'll run it all day long if Cleveland will let them.
But maybe it's because Rutledge and Anthony have been able to gash him on these deep balls. Maybe that's why they're still trying to play coverage.
5 on the play clock. Handoff on the misdirection. That is not going to go very far. 2 yards at max is what they get out of that. And it is going to be a 2nd and long coming up, but the clock continues to tick down. 8.5 minutes left to go in the last game of week 2. Another misdirection play. This one with plenty of space and speed, and it's a 1st down and more just inside the 50-yard line. Sauce K with his 11th rush of the night.
These draws are killing Cleveland. The offensive line backs up, and it forces the defensive front 7 to really guess what are they doing, and then they just gash them. They set a blitz to the opposite side of the run. We've seen that a couple times here tonight.
Bunch left. 2 off to the right. Looking to throw this. Francis downfield. That's a catch. No, incomplete. Lost possession of it. Couldn't complete the football move to get the completion. Otherwise, it would have been a fumble. So a big time hit knocks that ball loose.
And Mark Anthony has been in some very contested airspace, and these Cleveland defenders not giving him any quarter.
That's going to be a handoff. Jones taken down. That's a big hit to take. And they lose a yard in the process, lose a couple yards in the process. 3rd and 11, and Cleveland with a chance to stop the clock here, or with a chance to stop the drive here on this key 3rd down.
And you got to wonder, right, if you're Florida, you're looking at developing these players, and you look at Marcus Jones, unclaimed halfback, in front of Sauce K. That's why Sauce K is here. He's going to be the future of this running group, but Marcus Jones unable to develop the same speed or the stamina.
Francis in trouble, has to run it up the middle. He's going to slide early. Not able to get the 1st down. 4th and 4. Decision time here for Florida. You got to at least give some kind of thought to maybe going for this. Don't give a ton of field position, but instead they'll punt it away.
You know, I'm not mad with this call here, Curtis. I think it's the right call.
Yeah.
Your defense has played very well here in this 2nd half. Yes, allowed a field goal, but still, if you got to protect the football. And I like what Francis did. There's nothing open downfield. Don't force anything. Don't give this Cleveland fan base anything to gain anything. Don't give them any momentum.
1st and 10. 6:31 to go in this 4th quarter. Cleveland has done the job. They now have the football with a chance to get back in this game. Covert over the middle, caught. Nice check down. Short to intermediate routes have been killing Florida for the most part in this football game. That's a 2nd and 2.
That's Evan Hill across the middle again. And there's a nice little move. Again, Hill's been the speedier type of slot receiver, just what Covert needs.
2nd and a couple. Covert throws again short. This is a 1st down with plenty of green in front of him. That is Jaden Swift out to the outside, and another big-time completion gets him past midfield again. The Swift Army knife downfield.
There he goes again. And I love the patience right here of Covert. There's nothing open downfield. Let's get our speedier guys out in space. Let them do some damage. That's exactly what Swift does. Force a hesitation out of quick to get a couple yards, get out of bounds, and keep moving forward. That's a big thing for Cleveland right now. You just got to keep moving forward, regardless of how many yards you get.
Here we go. A bit of a clutch situation here for Cleveland. They start running the no huddle. 10-second runoff with that. Covert over the middle. That one's caught down to the 28-yard line, and they start to move into field goal range. Big time grab down the middle of the field.
Middle linebacker was sent on a blitz, which really opens up the holes in this zone. They're doing a 3-3 zone. Plenty of room for them to find a player and keep moving. First down.
This is a 3-2 they're fighting up against here. It's a catch, and then out of bounds goes the running back. No gain, no loss, but the clock does stop. That's a win for Cleveland.
And allows them to reset there in the huddle, bring some fresh legs out here.
And he went no huddle. Interesting. That is a throw for Cover. Left side, it's caught down towards the 12-yard line, and they're getting closer. It's 1st and 10.
One of the very few go routes that have been open for Cleveland, and they catch Florida napping here on the no huddle. Why go no huddle for plays like that?
Keeps the same defense out there as well. Chance for Covert. End zone touchdown! They got it! Big time throw and catch, and Cleveland's back to within 2 points.
Cash Carter, first touchdown of the season for Carter, and on a moment too soon, we'll see a 2-point conversion here for a potential tie ball game. Brilliant drive from Covert in Cleveland to get back in this one.
Yeah, keep Jordan Shaw on the sideline here. Big 2-point conversion coming up. Nice part about going for it this early, if they do, is that even if they miss, there's still time on the clock. We'll see what they decide, but it should be pretty academic from here. Let's see. They will try for this, trying to tie the ball game up with 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Cover, quick throw, get it outside, not gonna happen. Florida slams the door, big time stop, and they keep a 2-point advantage.
I love the play call. It's an RPO, but we've seen so many of these RPOs go to the pass, and there's 3 DBs out there on that stack side. You can't force it, and that's just a dead play.
What a play defensively. That's Ilya Favors, the unclaimed defender, getting in to make that stop. Jefferson was in the area as well. Huge play for Florida, and they have another chance to chew some clock down. Cleveland still has all 3 timeouts as well with 5 minutes to go in this football game.
See what happens. 5 minutes. Do they kick the onside kick? Do they kick it deep? Defense was able to get a stop before Florida was in field goal range. They might want to just kick it deep here. Plenty of options, just like that RPO. Plenty of options to go here on this play.
I expect them to kick this deep, and they will. Yes, they will try and let their defense do the talking. Kick is up and gone. It is returnable from the 4-yard line. Down to the 20, the 25, the 30. Spin move at the 29. Gets tackled there, and it's 1st and 10. Chance for Jackson and company to do some damage to this clock now with just a 2-point advantage. And out comes Mr. Francis.
Now, we've seen in plenty of UFL games past here in this early season where teams, they're still up by 2. We see them be aggressive and get more points and really put games away. Can Florida do the same here?
Pressure coming. Francis to the outside. Caught. Trying to turn the corner. That's a first down. What a job by the receiver to put the ball out in front of him. No, they didn't give him the first. I thought for sure he did. Second and inches instead.
Mason Riggs, the tight end, and this is tough, especially on that sideline where there are no chains to really figure out where they're doing or how it's going on. But man, it's close. Great heads-up tackle from middle linebacker Penny Lane to deny the first down.
That's an interesting spot. I thought for sure he got that. Either way, heavy set look. And no play action. In trouble, and Francis is going to get taken down again for the 4th time today. It's a sack for the Cleveland defense.
Scott Williamson, backup middle linebacker, plays counterpart to Penny Lane, and that's the experience. Penny Lane's a rookie. Williamson's the 9-year vet, and showing it there, not fooled by the play action, and gets a crucial TFL to knock him back to the original line of scrimmage. Hell of a play from the veteran.
6'3", 238. That is not a small man to be bearing down on Francis there, and Francis goes down hard. 3rd and long. Defensive play needed from Cleveland. Over the middle. Caught. Not enough. That will stop this drive in its tracks to the 37-yard line, and they force the 3 and out. And wow, what a change in momentum as Cleveland's going to get this football back.
You look at that goal, that 2nd down play. If Cleveland's able to come back and win this game, you're looking at that 2nd and inches And that first down that Riggs, who caught the ball
Yeah.
here on third down, couldn't get the first down. You're looking at the defensive play by Williamson, by Lane, and then by Rapka.
Kick is up and gone. Boss Cameron going to let this one go into the back of the end zone, and they'll start from the 20-yard line. Week 3 in the UFL kicks off Saturday, March 8th, and continues through March 15th. Saturday features a pair of 1-1s in the Canyon Division, Albuquerque and Denver, plus Tennessee and Wichita, St. Louis, Milwaukee, and Portland, Austin. The UFL lives here on the Virtual Football Network. First and 10, big drive for Covert and company. Covert, short pass. They've been doing that all night. This one to Swift, and he's got himself 5 yards, 2nd and 5.
Take what the defense gives you. If they're going to back off and play coverage and let you get 5-6 yards, you just keep doing that until you get to the end zone.
In the gun, 2 to the left, stack up, 2 on the right as well. Nickel look on defense for Florida. Covert over the middle, caught. That is over the head of the linebackers, right between the numbers, and that's Randall again with another big-time catch, first down.
See, that doesn't happen if Hill goes to the underneath route. Watch how the middle linebacker creeps up, allowing Covert to hit him over the top.
Great levels concept from this Cleveland offense. Covert is academic with it right there. They're getting closer. This is becoming a big-time clutch situation for Florida at the 44-yard line, and that'll bring us down to the 2-minute warning. 120 seconds left to decide a winner. 24-22 right now. Sharks out in front.
Oh, it's getting spicy, Curtis.
Yes, it is. Bunch right, one off to the left. Covert throws, short, caught. Got some green in front. That's a 9-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 1.
We're trying to rip the ball off Florida, throwing all hands and trying to really keep Cleveland honest. No huddle here. Roughly about 11 yards from field goal range.
Minute 39 left. Covert in trouble. Gonna have to run. He's got the first down. Gets taken down just after, but he gets the new set of downs regardless with a minute 30 to go and another no huddle coming.
Oh, that's brilliant from Covert. Nothing open downfield. Tuck it in, run. Keep the ball. Keep time on your side. Time is still ticking.
A field goal will win it. Over the middle, incomplete. That was dangerous. Going for the home run, but well overthrown.
I'm not mad about it. If it falls incomplete like it just did, it's a free timeout. You don't have to waste a timeout to stop the clock. You now can reset, refocus your team to get this next play off.
2 to the left, 1 to the right. Covert, plenty of time in the pocket. Pressure starting to collapse around him. He's in trouble. Throws right side. That one's caught. Nice little screen play. Tried for a little bit of a pick there as well. And the clock continues to move after a 6-yard gain with a minute to go.
Hill's been doing that all night, finding the low areas where Covert's been able to find him as a safety valve.
Not quite in field goal range. Got to get it probably 6 more yards for that. Covert looking for it. First down. They should call a timeout here. They will not with 42 left. Interesting decision as they hit Swift there.
Now they're just trying to wean this clock. Keep it going. Can't force anything too much. 3 wide receivers, only 2 back to the left-hand side.
Covert looking to throw this. Pressure thrown short, incomplete. It stops the clock.
Had a man out there in the flat. Just a little bit of a wayward pass. Stops the clock. But hey, time is now your friend. You have all 3 timeouts. You can be methodical with this. Just can't go backward.
Jordan Shaw, 52 yards from here. If they need to get it to him. Covert. Pressure coming. In trouble. Still nothing. Downfield. Now gets rid of it. And it is caught at the 10-yard line. And they'll call the timeout. Oh, what a dot. And that took about 10 full seconds to develop.
Jaden Swift with the catch. 10 yards from paying up until they don't need a touchdown. They are in the driver's seat right now, Curtis.
They are indeed. They could try for the end zone if they choose to. Otherwise, they can try to just bring this clock down. Remember, Florida does have 3 timeouts. First and goal. Handoff. Swift taken down to the 8-yard line. Timeout taken by Florida.
That time it was Young getting the call, and right now it's just a matter of what hash mark they want it from left or right. It looks like they're just trying to run to the right-hand side to keep it on that side. 14 seconds. Are we going to see our first ever game-winning field goal here in Cleveland?
Jordan Shaw going to have to try to walk it off, it looks like, potentially, if they don't get a touchdown. Covert may try for it instead. Either way, A.J. Wilson on the sideline waiting on pins and needles. That's a big-time hit. Timeout. It's the last one. No, actually, Florida took that timeout. Still with just a few seconds left.
10 seconds to go.
Ooh,
Nervy. On thin ice.
that unbelievable game. Here it is.
They're just going to go for it now.
Yep, Jordan Shaw, right hash. From 23 yards away, it is good! Cleveland takes a 1-point lead with 7 ticks to go.
Wow, it's not over yet, Curtis. Still got to kick off and really hope that your special teams is up to the task to stop Florida.
Oh, man. You kick it deep. You kick it into the end zone and let the touchback happen here.
Right now, wind is against you, so it's going to be, it more than likely will be returned here for Florida. And if I'm Florida, I'm thinking, I got to get down quick.
Yeah,
Either
absolutely.
I get down or I go for it all here.
Francis has 3 passes today, over 60 yards. So this is going to need to be a deep one from him. This is a kick that's up and fairly deep, but not too deep, to the 6-yard line. Returnable. This is all the way down to the 34-yard line. And believe it or not, that's in Hail Mary range for Joe Francis. He's going to have to heave and hope. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Rutledge is one of the targets out there. Prevent defense for Cleveland. Francis, sky ball, right side. That's not nearly deep enough. And Cleveland's going to walk away a winner. A 1-point victory for the Cleveland Bandits in their home opener. It's 25-24. The Bandits come out on top.
You know, it's usually a different league that has a Monday Night Spectacular. This was the Monday Night Unbelievable here in Cleveland. Oh my goodness. The Cleveland Bandits, who were down 14-3 after 2 bombs to Rutledge II, find a way to keep the faith, to keep everything with them, and finally, in the 4th quarter, come away with a touchdown and then a field goal to really get this game back from the defense on the final offensive drive for Florida. For Cleveland, did a phenomenal job. That tackle in the backfield for Williamson set up the offense, and the Bandits will run away with this one.
Man, oh man, your headline tonight from UFL Primetime, the Bandits steal one from Florida, 25-24. There's your final numbers. They were pretty much identical all the way through, just the 1 turnover on the day, and Cleveland comes out on top. What a week 2, and what a start to the UFL season. For Tyler Falk and Cameron Irvine and everybody here at the UFL, I'm Chris Curtis saying goodbye and good night from Cleveland, Ohio. For more information, head over to UFL.football to claim your player today. This has been a presentation of the Virtual Football Network. We'll see you guys for week 3.